If you are looking for the best Burr Coffee Grinders, here's a list you must see. We made this list based on our personal preference and sorted it based on the features, prices, quality, durability, and reputation of the manufacturers and customer feedback. Also, we have included options for every type of customer. So let's get started. At the first position of our list, we have Cuisine Art DBM8 Supreme Grind Automatic Burr Mill. Priced to be affordable, the Cuisine Art DBM8 Supreme Grind Automatic Burr Mill is a great choice for those on a budget. You get 18 options to fine-tune grinder settings and get the coffee grounds of your choice. While it does offer a fine texture option with the grinds, the option is not very successful, so it is best not to use this grinder for making espresso. Cuisine Art DBM8 uses a flat ceramic burr grinder, which makes it quite useful, even great for a grinder of this size and price. As an added convenience, it uses an electric timer that shuts down the grinder once the cycle is complete. Even though basic, it does have fairly good looks and needs only a tiny amount of counter space to get into action. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Capreso 560.01 Infinity Conical Burr. Capreso Infinity has that get-to-work type look. This grinder doesn't want to sit around looking pretty, it wants to get hold of coffee beans and grind them to powder. That's understandable because it's pretty good at its job. Capreso Infinity relies on high-quality steel burrs and a powerful gear reduction motor to do its job. There are 4 grind settings available with extra fine, fine, regular, and coarse. You get to take your pick from the options and offer and even make slight adjustments to get the grinder work to your preference. Dimensions on the Capreso Infinity are fairly compact and you won't have to worry about placing it. It doesn't require much counter space, and even though it can hold 8.8 ounces of beans, it will slide under kitchen cabinet with ease. Housed in ABS plastic, this grinder is not going to score top marks in build quality. However, it's not bad either. It's a fairly acceptable mix and it does deliver where performance is concerned, and that's what matters most. The number 3 position is held by Baratza Encore Conical Burr Coffee Grinder. Let's go straight with the coffee grinder that has worked great in consumer reports as well as professional reviews. It is marginally on the expensive side of the entry-level grinders, but the Baratza Encore Conical Burr Coffee Grinder is still amazing value for money. It has been on the market for a long time, and the consumer response has been heartening. You get to choose from 40 grind settings, so take your pick and get your coffee ground exactly how you want them: espresso, pour over, or French press. Whatever your choice, the Baratza Inco will get your coffee grounds just right. Next at number 4, we have Chefman Coffee Grinder Electric Burr Mill. In terms of pricing and use, the Chefman Coffee Grinder could very well be the long-lost cousin of the Cuisine Art we just saw. It has 17 grinding settings, going all the way from coarse to fine, but again, do not expect it to do a good job with coffee grounds fine enough for espresso. Instead, you will enjoy its use for medium to coarse grinds in a French press or a drip coffee maker. Take it beyond the fine grind setting and it works like a charm. Insist on a shot of espresso and you are setting up yourself for disappointment. Chefman Coffee Grinder is very convenient to operate, and all you have to do is push a button. It is fairly slow, although the machine insists that is to keep the burr mill system from overheating and spoiling the taste. On the plus side, the looks are fairly good and the build quality is acceptable. It's good value for money and overall an acceptable coffee grinder. The number 5 position is held by Rancilio HSD-ROC-SD Rocky Espresso Coffee Grinder. Rancilio HSD-ROC-SD Rocky is what you buy when you're fairly serious about getting your coffee grinds right. It's got the looks and the style, but it totally forgot about getting one of those grind chambers. Seriously, how much does one have to pay to get coffee grinds conveniently in a chamber. That little gaffe aside, Rancilio Rocky won't give you much reason to complain. There is 50 grind settings, so you can freely choose the coffee grind that works best for you. The plate Burr grinds used in the machine is practically an entry-level commercial unit and is designed to be both fast and efficient. For all the powers and skill it possesses, the Rancilio has a tiny footprint and will sit comfortably on the counter. It also has a pretty good looks and a high-quality stainless steel construction, so you can expect the machine to last years. While it does work well with almost all coffee grind settings, the Rancilio Rocky has its eyes set on fine grounds for a great espresso. So pair it up with a nice espresso machine you got and enjoy a great cuppa. Since you are using a good quality coffee grinder, it also makes sense to use good quality beans. Oily coffee beans will give you trouble in this coffee grinder, or for that matter, most coffee grinders. Keep them away from the coffee grinder and things will go a lot smoother. The number 6 position is dominated by JavaPresse Madwell Coffee Grinder. JavaPresse is a choice for manual coffee grinders. The advantage of manual grinders is that they are small and portable. The disadvantage, of course, is that they are manual. Where coffee grinds are concerned though, they can be fairly useful and compete with the best on offer. JavaPresse uses a Conical Burr grinder with 18 settings to allow you the choice of your preferred grind setting. It does make a fairly fine grind, but it isn't quite fit to be used for an espresso. Although, if you must, it isn't terrible for espresso. The manual grinding time is affected by the coziness of grinding, so while grinds for French press or pour-over coffee will be quicker to come by, be prepared to spend several minutes churning the mill to get its finest coffee grounds. The great thing about manual coffee grinders is that they're silent. While even the quietest electrical coffee grinder can't help but make some noise, manual grinders will do their job quietly and easily. If you don't mind putting in some extra work, the JavaPresse manual coffee grinder is a great choice. Moving on to the next at number 7 with Mazzer Mini Electronic Type B Grinder. Mazzer Mini is the grinder you buy when your objective is an amazing, high-quality grind and price is not an issue. Because this thing is expensive, it isn't priced high for nothing. This is a very powerful machine that very well touches the domain of commercial coffee grinders. If you're in search of that godly shot of espresso, this grinder is where you place those coffee beans. Mazzer Mini Type B will hold a convenient amount of coffee beans, and on your order, pulverize down to coffee grounds of your chosen coarse fine setting. It is pretty quick, even at the finest ground setting. Mazzer Mini Electronic Type B grinder has been made entirely out of high quality materials and is practically a workhorse. The construction and quality make the price understandable, and while they have no ground with its deserved pricing, the Mazzer Mini certainly is an expensive appliance. The number 8 position is held by Ariete-Delonghi Electric Coffee Grinder. Placed squarely in the entry-level range, the DeLonghi Irvite Electric Coffee Grinder is a feature-rich option with user experience at the top of its mind. It promises an ultra-fine grind. While it won't hold onto the standards of Mazzer or Baratza that we have seen already, it does a fairly commendable job. You get 15 grid settings to work with, and there is a lot you can accomplish with that. Ariete-Delonghi Coffee Grinder also makes it easier to choose the cup size, so you can conveniently brew the required amount of coffee without guessing or solving math problems. As an entry-level machine, it uses a lot of plastic for its construction, yet the build quality is acceptably robust. Plus it looks good in its compact styling, so there is another thing going for this coffee grinder. Next at number 9, we have Breville BCG820 BSSXL, the Smart Grinder Pro. Breville Smart Grinder really wants you to appreciate it. Maybe you could also drop a few words about how smart it is. It won't be an empty praise, because this grinder really works hard to earn its keep. This conical burr used for the Breville BCG820 BSSXL are stainless steel for better heat management, quality, and longevity. It retains essential oils on your coffee beans and is fairly quick with the grinding. You have access to 60 grind settings and the machine will conveniently handle each of them. From the finest to the coarsest grind, in quality, it is a bit like the Baratza and Rancilio on this list. The good quality build is matched by efficient and quick grinding. To top it all, the Breville is fairly quick as well. If there is a downside, it is that the grinder is in love with the finely ground coffee. It can't help it. Even if you keep your setting on coarse, the Breville will push itself towards a finer grind. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by BREW Conical Burr Coffee Grinder. When you look closely at the BREW Conical Burr Coffee Grinder, you will notice similarities to the Ariete-Delonghi coffee grinder we just saw. You will also see the classic looks of an machine, which is quite similar to the tones and design language of the drip coffee makers. Coffee grinders uses steel burrs for greater control of the grinding process. You get 15 grind modes and the choice to fine-tune the grind to your preference. While it is an entry-level grinder, the build quality is fairly high and you can expect the grinder to last several years. It has some trouble with the fine grounds for an espresso, but it does the job remarkably well for an entry-level Burr coffee grinder. Cleaning the is a breeze thanks to good construction and very low static cling. The only downside is noise. This grinder can be loud. That's all for today. We upload auto product review videos every single day, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.